So till now we discussed about the black body radiation, and after that we discussed about photoelectric effect, and third we are going to discuss Compton effect. And in the first lecture of this quantum mechanics, I told you that these are the three phenomena, that is black body radiation, second is the photoelectric effect, and third is the Compton effect that was not explained with the help of classical mechanics. We used quantum mechanics to discuss these phenomena. So we discussed this three concepts one by one. So till now we discussed black body radiation, second was the photoelectric effect, and third is the black body Compton effect, which we are going to discuss in today class. So this was discovered by the scientist A.H. Compton in 1921, and this Compton scientist described the particle nature of electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave. Now, what is the statement of this effect? Ki what is Compton effect? So, to understand the concept of Compton effect, let us consider a material, or you can say this is an atom which consists of a number of electrons. And we are following the radiations on this material of some suitable frequency. Then there is an interaction of this radiation with the electrons of the scatter. This atom is used as a term, that is scattered material. Scattered material. So there is a collision between this radiation with the electrons present in this atom. Then what will happen? There will be, in the output we will get two terms. First is a scattered radiation, and second recoil electron. Means in the input we have incident radiation. Initially we have incident radiation, and when these incident radiation fall on the electron which is at rest, this electron is at rest initially. Then there is an interaction of this radiation with the electron which is at rest. Then what will happen? Then after this interaction, or you can say after this collision, there is this incident radiation divide into two parts. Means this incident radiation will divide into two components. First is a scattered radiation, and second is the recoil electron. So initially you can say incident radiation. We have incident radiation plus electron which is at rest. Okay, आपको दिख नहीं रहा है तो so you can write like this कि if I write the equation, so how you will write? If we have incident radiation plus electron which is at rest, and in the output we have a scattered radiation plus recoil electron. Means initially we have a incident radiation and the electron which is at rest. Means there is an interaction between these two elements, between these two terms. Then in the output we will get the scattered radiation and the recoil electron. So what will be the change in the parameter of these two element? Initially there is some value of energy, there will be some value of momentum, and in the output what will be the change in the wavelength, what will be the change in the frequency, right? So if we define the phenomena of this Compton effect, so you can write like this कि it is a
Ma'am,
phenomena. It is a phenomena in which scattered radiation has lower frequency, or you can say higher wavelength, because both parameters are reciprocal to each other. So you can say either lower frequency or you can use a term higher wavelength as compared to incident radiation. So this effect is called Compton effect. कि initially we have frequency h mu. Sorry, frequency is incident radiation का जो frequency है that is mu and wavelength is lambda. These are the component of incident radiation. Mu is the frequency and lambda is the wavelength. And if I talk for the scattered radiation, mu dash is the frequency and lambda dash is the wavelength of the scattered radiation. We have two things. First, we are following the radiation, that is called incident radiation, on the electron which is at rest. Then what will happen? It will break into two components. First is a scattered radiation and second is a recoil electron. तो अभी हम compare कर रहे हैं the parameter of incident radiation and parameter of scattered radiation. So here I write that we have two components, lambda and mu, and second is lambda dash and mu dash. These are the parameter of incident radiation, and these are the parameter of scattered radiation. So in the Compton effect, lambda dash should be greater than lambda and second mu dash should be less than mu. Are you able to understand these two terms? कि here lambda dash is the frequency of scattered radiation, wavelength of scattered radiation. So यहाँ पे मैंने यही लिखा है कि scattered radiation will have higher wavelength as compared to incident radiation. And here scattered radiation have lower frequency as compared to incident radiation frequency. So there is a change in the wavelength, or you can say there is a change in the frequency. If we will calculate the change in the wavelength, so how you will calculate? That is lambda dash minus lambda, because lambda dash is greater than lambda. And if we calculate the change in frequency, then it will be the subtraction of mu minus mu dash, because these two parameters are reciprocal to each other. So this change is called Compton shift. Compton shift. So Compton shift can be in the terms of wavelength or it can be in the terms of frequency. But important thing is that if we want to calculate the Compton shift in terms of wavelength, then it will be lambda dash minus lambda, and if we want to calculate Compton shift in terms of frequency, then it will be lambda mu minus mu dash. This is very important term which you have to know about this, because there is a lot of confusion. Sometimes competition exam में भी आता है कि what is the Compton shift in terms of wavelength, तो उसमें you will have 4 option कि lambda dash minus lambda or lambda minus lambda dash or none of these or both of these. So correct answer is lambda dash minus lambda. If you have 4 options, like the first is lambda dash minus lambda, second lambda minus lambda dash, third lambda plus lambda dash, or fourth option is none. So what will be the Compton shift? If you have an objective question, what is the Compton shift in terms of wavelength? First option is this is second, this is third, and fourth is this one. So correct answer is, which one will be the correct? Yes, बताइए. Which answer will be the correct answer out of these 4 options?
First.
First will be the correct answer. Yes, Anjali Jangra, are you able to hear me? Anjali Jangra, roll number 23.
Yes, ma'am.
कौन स्टूडेंट है जो who wants to attend this meeting?
मैम प्रगति ने बोला था और वो अटेंड वो उसने कर लिया मैम अभी. प्रगति मैम.
प्रगति.
यस मैम.
तो she is a student of our college?
यस मैम.
अच्छा.
प्रगति अटेंड कर ली मैम, उसने अभी अटेंड कर लिया अभी क्लास.
Okay, all right.
Okay मैम.
So in this objective question, correct answer will be the first one, right? Now this is a statement of Compton effect, and after that I told you what is the Compton shift in terms of wavelength, or you can say in terms of frequency. So now we will derive a mathematical relation for Compton shift. There is a little bit lengthy mathematical derivation which we will calculate to for the Compton shift. So now we are going how to calculate the Compton shift, because in Compton effect, Compton shift is very important and we want to calculate its value, because with the help of this Compton shift, either in terms of wavelength or in terms of frequency. Because if we are able to calculate this Compton shift in terms of wavelength, then automatically we will convert into the frequency, because we know the relation between these two parameters, right? So यहाँ पे we will calculate with the help of delta lambda, then we will convert into the frequency. तो यहाँ पे जो आपका mathematical derivation हम solve करेंगे, वहीं से आपका numerical भी आता है in your semester exam as well as in competition exam, कि what is the value of Compton shift, कि वहाँ पे आपके पास different parameters दिए होंगे and you have to calculate कि what will be the value of Compton shift. So first we have to calculate this by mathematical derivation. Mathematical derivation. So first we will draw a neat and clean diagram of the Compton effect, and then drive that mathematical relation. So here I am taking, this is our x-axis, and I am assuming that our radiation is incident along x-axis. We have 3 axes, so I am assuming that Compton effect is going to take place along x-axis for easy derivation. You can use any axis like y-axis, you can assume z-axis, depend upon you, but for easy derivation, I am assuming that radiation is incidenting along x-axis. So this is our incident radiation. This is our incident radiation, and it has energy h mu. It has energy h mu, and it will interact with this electron. This is an electron which is at rest. Right? Then what will happen? It will divide into 2 components. This is a scattered radiation, and this is our recoil electron. Recoil means initially this electron was at rest, but when this radiation interact with this electron, there is a collision between this radiation with the electron. So what will happen? A part of this energy is distributed to this scattered radiation, and other part is distributed in this recoil electron. So this is our scattered radiation. And for scattered radiation, I am assuming energy is h mu dash. This notation is very important. Okay, mu is the frequency of incident radiation, and mu dash is the frequency of scattered radiation. And what about this recoil electron? Recoil electron. Recoil means moving electron. Initially ये किसमें था? Rest में था, and now it is recoiling electron. तो जब when it is at rest, then its energy is, it will have rest mass energy, that is m naught c square. From the theory of relativity, if a particle is at rest, then it will have energy, that is rest mass energy. So it will have energy, that is m naught c square. And if I write energy of this recoil electron, then it will have energy, that is mc square. Then it will have energy, that is mc square. So here we have 4 components. 4 components. First is a incident radiation. Second is electron at rest. Electron at rest. Third is scattered irradiation. And fourth is recoil electron. Right? So these are the 4 components, and now we will write 2 things for these 4 components. Energy I already mentioned here कि इसका जो energy होगा, that will have energy h mu. Electron at rest will have energy m naught c square. Then scattered radiation will have energy h mu dash, and recoil electron will have energy mc square. Right? So first I write energy of these 4 components. Now I am going to write the momentum. If you know the energy, then you are able to calculate the momentum. So what will be the momentum? That is h c by lambda. This will be the h mu by lambda. H mu by lambda. This will be the momentum. ये आपका energy है, and this will be the momentum. And for this, what will be the momentum? Momentum is mass into velocity, but it is at rest. So here momentum will be 0. Momentum will be 0 because it don't have any velocity and momentum depend upon the velocity. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? Momentum 0 हो गया. And यहाँ पे आपका जो momentum होगा that is h mu by c. I wrote it here, h mu by c. यहाँ पे do you know how it comes? Because you know E is equal to PC. This is a relation between energy and momentum. तो हमें यहाँ पे momentum निकालना है तो it become E by C, energy upon C. C is the velocity of light. तो energy आपके पास कितनी है? h mu और velocity क्या है? C है. तो from this relation you can write the momentum, right? तो यहाँ पे momentum क्या हो जाएगा? h mu dash by C, and here momentum will be mv. Because now this electron become in motion. Initially ये rest में था तो इसका momentum we have 0, but when it is in motion then it will have a momentum of mv. तो यहाँ पे second parameter I mentioned here, h mu by c, second mc square 0, h mu dash by c, and here is mv, right? So till now what I mentioned on the blackboard, first I mentioned कि when Compton effect will take place, then there are 4 components comes into the picture. First is the incident radiation, second will be the electron which will be at rest, third is the scattered radiation, and last will be the recoil electron. After that I wrote 2 parameters. First is the energy and second is the momentum. So energy will be h mu m naught c square, third is h mu dash, and last is the mc square. These are the energy of these 4 components. And after that I mentioned the momentum, that is h mu by c, from which relation I mentioned, that is E is equal to Pc. So it becomes h mu by c. Here is 0 because it is at rest. If an object is rest, then it will have 0 momentum. Then here is h mu dash by c, and then recoil electron will have momentum, that is mv, right? So for 4 components I mentioned energy as well as momentum, right? Now to further solve this mathematical derivation, we will use 2 conservation law, that is energy conservation law, and second will be the momentum conservation law. That's why I mentioned energy and momentum of these 4 elements. So why we are apply the energy conservation law and momentum conservation law? Because when these radiation interact with this electron, then there will be the elastic collision. There is a elastic collision will take place between incident radiation and the electron which is at rest. And when there is a elastic collision, so in the elastic collision we will have 2 conservation laws. First is the energy conservation law, second is momentum conservation law. So we have to apply these 2 laws to solve the mathematical derivation of Compton shift. And why we are using these 2 conservation law? Because there is a elastic collision between the incident radiation and the electron which is at rest. Second, why there is a reduce in the frequency, कि यहाँ पे इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन का फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या है? h mu है, और scattered radiation will have frequency that is h mu dash, means it will have some reduced frequency. So why this frequency become lowered when it goes to the scattered radiation? So for this there is a reason behind this, because this incident radiation interact with this electron. Then there is a collision, and during the collision, this incident radiation will impart a part of its energy during its collision. Initially, suppose it have suppose initially it has this incident radiation has energy of 10 electron volt, right? And when it collide with this electron, then during this collision it will lose its energy. So what will happen? Now it become 8 electron volt energy, because there is a collision between this incident radiation with this electron, and due to the collision there is a reduce in the energy. That's why when scattered radiation come here, we observe the reduced frequency, because energy हमारा reduce हो रहा है, then definitely we will have the reduced frequency. So this is a reason कि why scattered radiation has lower frequency as compared to incident radiation. And if it has lower frequency, then definitely it will have a higher wavelength, because there is a collision between the scattered radiation and the electron which is at rest, right? Now we are going to apply energy conservation law and momentum conservation law, because there is a elastic collision between these two elements. So energy conservation law, when we will apply, means energy, total energy before collision, total energy before collision, that will be equal to total energy after collision. Right? This is a law of energy conservation. So we have total energy before collision क्या होगी? This is the energy of incident radiation plus this is the energy of electron which is at rest. So these are the two elements before the collision, and after the collision energy become h mu dash plus mc square. Right? So this is the equation which indicates energy conservation law, and here I am denoting this equation as a equation number 1, right? So this equation 1 indicates energy conservation law. Energy before collision will be equal to the energy after collision, right? Now after that we will apply the momentum conservation law, that is momentum before collision, that will be equal to momentum after collision. Momentum before collision, that will be equal to momentum before collision, that will be equal to momentum after collision. I have one announcement in your class कि our class start from 9:10 or 9:15. So please try to enter in this classroom maximum 9:15. After that I will not allow any student to enter inside the class. अभी देखिए कुछ students कह रहे कि मैम please enter in the class, तो it become create a lot of disturbance, right? तो कल से कोशिश करना कि 9:15 तक सभी students available हो जाएं. So now we will apply this momentum conservation law, and you know all the parameter. This is a momentum. So how you will apply? That will be h mu by c. Here I am mentioning here that momentum conservation will be h mu by c plus 0, that will be equal to H mu dash by C plus mv, right? So this equation indicates the momentum conservation law, that is momentum before collision that will be equal to momentum after collision. So till now we discussed two conservation law and try to write the equation corresponding to this conservation law. So this is the equation for energy conservation and this is the equation for momentum conservation. So now we will solve this further. Here I am mentioning that is H mu plus m naught C square, that is equal to H mu dash plus mc square. This is the first equation. Here I mentioned here. So now we have two equations. First is an equation for energy conservation and second is an equation for momentum conservation. But here, when I drew this diagram, I forget to mention one more thing. This was the diagram, right? This was your incident radiation and this was your scattered radiation and this is your recoil electron. Recoil electron. So initially I told you that this is your x-axis. This was your x-axis. So what will happen? This scattered radiation will scattered with some angle. Similarly, this recoil electron will also recoil with some angle and I am assuming that this scattered radiation will make an angle of phi with x-axis and this will make an angle of theta with x-axis, right? What I am saying here, ki this is your x-axis and radiation is incidenting along x-axis. So there is a collision between this incident radiation with this electron which is at rest. Then this incident radiation will divide into two parts. First is a scattered radiation and second is a recoil electron. So then this scattered radiation will make an angle of theta phi along x-axis and it will make an angle of theta along x-axis because they are scattered with some angle along x-axis, right? So now we have to write this momentum in terms of these angles. So this is a theta, तो यहाँ पे जो इसकी corresponding x-axis के along जो value होगी that will be in terms of cosine and if I write value here so that will be in terms of sine. That will be in terms of sine. तो यहाँ पे this momentum has two parts, that is momentum along x-axis and second we will write that is momentum along y-axis. Momentum along y-axis, right? एनर्जी तो हमारा उसी एक्सिस में रहेगा बिकॉज एनर्जी डू नॉट डिपेंड अपॉन द वेलोसिटी, वो सीधा इन पैरामीटर्स पे डिपेंड करा. बट यहाँ पे जो आपका मोमेंटम है इट विल इम्पार्ट इनटू डिवाइड इनटू टू पार्ट, दैट इज मोमेंटम अलोंग एक्स एक्सिस एंड सेकंड मोमेंटम अलोंग वाई एक्सिस. तो यहाँ पे जो हमने ओवरऑल इक्वेशन लिखी है मोमेंटम की दैट विल बी दैट वी विल मेंशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक्स एक्सिस एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ वाई एक्सिस. तो एक्स एक्सिस के अलोंग तो हमारा क्या टर्म आ जाएगा, इसके कोरस्पोंडिंग कोस का वैल्यू आ जाएगा और हम वाई एक्सिस के अलोंग लिखेंगे तो किसका वैल्यू आ जाएगा, दैट विल बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ साइन. तो नाउ वी कैन राइट हियर तो यहाँ पे जो इक्वेशन होगी, अगर मैं एक्स एक्सिस के अलोंग लिखना चाहूँ तो यहाँ पे जो मोमेंटम था वो कितना था, दैट इज h mu by c, that was